Hello everyone, let's solve our next problem. Let R equal 8, 6. The lines whose equations are 8y equals 15x and 10y equals 3x contain points P and Q respectively, such that R is the midpoint of PQ. The length of PQ equals m over n, where m and n are relatively prime positive integers. Find m plus n. Okay, so the first thing that comes to mind here is we're definitely going to draw a diagram. We're going to sketch the two lines that we're given the equations for. It should be pretty easy to work out. We know they pass through the origin, these two lines. We can basically compute exactly what the slopes are right away. We're given this point R. Then the question is, how do we find the points P and Q? I have my intuition here is telling me that all the relevant coordinates are going to be positive, so I'm only going to draw the positive quadrant here. Let's first plot the point 8, 6. So that's R. And we have that the first line. Let me write down the equations of the two lines. So one line goes through the point 8, 15. This is not to scale, so I'm going to put this point here. I'm going to call it 8, 15, even though things are not to scale. And that's going to be one of our lines. And we also have the point 10, 3. So that is also going to be one of the points on the other line. And we need to find the points P and Q such that R is halfway between. One way to do this geometrically might be to connect R to the origin like that, and then that won't necessarily bisect these things. Let me think. Oh, you know what? Maybe, okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to introduce two variables, xp and xq. And these are going to be the x coordinates of P and Q. So then I have corresponding yp is equal to 15xp over 8, and yq is equal to 3xp over 10. And then what I want to write down is the fact that R is the midpoint of PQ. Oh, this should be a Q. Okay, so XR has to equal xp plus xq over 2. Just multiply it by 2 like this. And 2yr is equal to yp plus yq. But this is equal to 15xp over 8 plus 3xq over 10. Okay, and I'm also given xr and yr, right? So xr is equal to 8, 2 times 8. And yr is equal to 6, so 2 times 6. Okay, so now I have two equations and two unknowns. My unknowns are xp and xq. I'm just going to go ahead and solve them. And basically then just compute the quantity that I'm asked for, which is the length of PQ. Okay, after a whole bunch of algebra, substitutions, a lot of arithmetic, factoring, blah, 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 I eventually get that the length of PQ is 60 over 7, so that m plus n is just 67. The fact that we're told that the length of PQ is a rational number, and after all my computations, I do in fact get a rational number. That gives me a little bit of confidence in my answer. Like in general, the length of this line segment could have been the square root of something which is not a perfect square. And so that would have been an indication that I made a mistake somewhere. But I'm fairly confident in all of this. Drawing the picture for questions like this, as usual, was a very good first step. Although maybe not completely necessary. And there might be a more clever way of seeing what these points P and Q would have to be without drawing the picture or without setting up this system of equations and going through the general process of solving for the coordinates of P and Q. But this is just what the first thing that came to mind for me was. Anyway, that's my answer, 60 over 7, giving m plus n equals 67. If I find a mistake or have more to say, I'll put it down in the description. Thanks for watching.